you are. Does it fit properly?" he asked. "Oh, yes, it's great," she replied. "It doesn't hurt, does it?" "Not at all." "Well, that's good, because we've only got these shoes in this size." A woman tries on an evening dress in the shop and says to the sales assistant, "What do you think? I know the neckline's a bit low cut. Is it too daring?" "Well, madam, have you got hairs on your chest?" said the assistant. "No." "Then I think it's too daring." A very shy man had the embarrassing task of returning a pair of underpants to the shop and being served by a pretty young girl. "What's wrong with them, sir?" she asked. They're unsatisfactory," he said, blushing madly. "Can you tell me why?" The man was lost for words, but as he was looking wildly around for inspiration, an idea came to him. "Do you know the old Grand Hotel on Union Street?" "Yes." "And do you know the ballroom underneath?" "But there is no ballroom underneath." "Exactly," exclaimed the man, "and that's just what's wrong with these underpants." The couple had been married many years, and it had got to the stage where any romance that might have been had died long ago. On a shopping trip into town, they stopped off at the tailor's to get the husband fitted for a new pair of trousers. "What size zip would you like?" asked the assistant. "Oh, the longest you've got," he quickly replied. After they've left the shop, the wife turned to him and remarked bitterly, "You remind me of that good-for-nothing brother of yours. Every day he opens the doors of his double garage and wheels out a bicycle." The couple had been married many years, and it had got to the stage where any romance that might have been had died long ago. On a shopping trip into town, they stopped off at the tailor's to get the husband fitted for a new pair of trousers. "What size zip would you like?" asked the assistant. "Oh, the longest you've got," he quickly replied. After they've left the shop, the wife turned to him and remarked bitterly, "You remind me of that good-for-nothing brother of yours. Every day he opens the doors of his double garage and wheels out a bicycle." A bloke goes into a baker's and asks for 3 pork pies. The assistant picks the pies up with a pair of tongs and puts them in a paper bag. The man then asks for 3 strawberry tarts, and the assistant picks up another pair of tongs and puts 3 tarts into a bag. "I must compliment you on such impressive hygienic standard," said the man. "Thank you," says the assistant. "We're very careful not to touch any of the food." Just as the man is leaving the shop, he notices a piece of string hanging from the assistant's trousers. "Excuse me, what is that piece of string?" he asks. "That's used when I go to the toilet so that I don't touch my willy. I put it out in the string," says the assistant. "But how do you put it back?" "Oh, I used one of these pairs of tongs." A man was strolling around an old antique market when he spotted a long-forgotten brass rat pushed into a far corner of one of the shops. A collector of brass objects, the purchase was soon made, and the man departed. However, he hadn't gone too far when he noticed a rat running up behind him, and within minutes, the whole area was swimming in the vermin. Frightened for his life, the man raced down the road to the river and threw the brass into the water. Lo and behold, all the rats ran into the water and drowned. Sometime later, he returned to the antique market and sought out the man who had sold him the rat. When the shopkeeper recognized him, he asked, "Back again already, sir? Is there something wrong with your figure?" "Oh no, not at all. I was just wondering if you had any brass figures of lawyers," he replied. The man knocked on his manager's door. "Excuse me, sir, may I have tomorrow off? The wife wants to go shopping." "Certainly not," replied the manager. "Oh, thank you, sir. You've saved my life." A sleazy man ran a pet shop and advertised on the front window that he had a dog for sale, specially reared for spinsters. It wasn't long before a woman came in asking for more details. "I assure you, miss, this dog will cater for all your needs," he said as he brought out a huge Alsatian for her to inspect. The woman bought the dog and they went home. However, a week later, he received an angry phone call from her, complaining that the dog was not satisfactory. "My sincere apologies," simpered the man. "I'll come around and see you straight away." When the man arrived, he found the woman in bed and the dog asleep on the carpet. "Watch carefully, Brutus," he said to the dog as he took his clothes off. "I'm only going to show you one more time." A Scotsman, a bit the worse for wear, staggered into an off-license for some more booze. There were two men in front of him. The first had a huge beard and a big cigar. He ordered 100 pounds worth of spirits and told the shop assistant to put it on the F11 convention bill. After he had gone, the second man, also sporting a large cigar and a slightly smaller beard, ordered 200 pounds of sherry and port and asked it to be also put on the F11 convention account. So the Scotsman thought he'd try and get away with the same thing. 2 crates of whiskey, please, and put it on the F11 convention account. My good man, he said, trying to sound very upright and sober. The shop assistant replied, I'm sorry, sir. I can't do that. You don't have a large beard and a cigar. For a moment, the Scotsman looked defeated, but then a smile lit up his face as he lifted his kilt and replied, Ah, yes, but I'm working undercover. Now listen very carefully, said the millionaire to the architect designing his new house. Whatever you do, I don't want that tree disturbed over there. It brings back fond memories. Why's that? Asked the architect. That's where I had sex for the first time. And don't touch that old tree over there either. That's where her mother was standing, and that's where she watched us while we were doing it." "What?" said the architect. "You were shagging her daughter and she was watching? What did she say?"